My name is Kingsley, and if you're watching this show, it's probably because you're thinking about buying a used car. You've come to the right spot. We're going to help you simplify the buying process, your decision making, by telling you why and why you should not buy a particular car. Today we're going to be talking about the Infiniti FX. This is actually a 2004 model. It's an all-wheel drive V6 car. It's obviously a crossover. Looks nothing like anything else in the marketplace. Some call it beautiful, some call it ugly. I'll let you decide. The specs on this car. 3.5 liter base engine, double overhead cam. It's a V6, 24 valves, 280 horsepower at 6,200 RPM.
270 pounds.
I'm just going to remind him to cut the specs out and just give you the information about the car itself. And by the way, my name's Raheem, and I'm the camera guy making it happen behind the lens. Alright, so I'll let you get back to it and tell them about the car, okay?
Folks, even though I hate to admit it, Raheem is absolutely right. So for the rest of the show, we will talk about what makes this car special or not. We'll go on a test drive and we'll let you make your mind up. Okay. Remember when this design came out in the early 2000s? Innovative design. That was when the term sports SUV was actually realized. I mean, look at this car. It has a low profile roof, slanting. This is definitely not boring. And something I find really, really cool, okay? And if you want to take a good look at this, is the steering column actually moves. Okay? So this is set to the driving position, and when I turn off the power, the steering as well as the whole pod actually moves, right? So that you always have a good view of the instrument panel. See, so telescoping handling, it's powered too, in and out. You go down, up. All right. Here, the steering comes leather wrap, and this is standard, folks. Soft touch materials all over. I really like the fit and finish in this car. There is the typical Infiniti clock, obviously the analog clock. It's not an Infiniti if it doesn't have that analog clock. It gives it a different dimension. Obviously, when you're looking for a luxury car, these are some of the elements you pay for. But guess what? Let someone else take the depreciation. You enjoy this when this car is 5 years old. Can't go wrong. Comes standard with 18-inch rims. I'm not sure if I mentioned this earlier, but if you want to go up to the 20-inch rims, I would say think about it, because it comes with a stiff suspension, and the 20-inch rim simply means it looks better. However, you're going to be feeling those bumps. Nice profile, whether you're looking at this car from the front or the back. The grille, I think this is what they call the water droplet grille. Definitely not boring. It's bold. In my opinion, again, it's beautiful. Some may not like it. Seems a bit flashy, but it's okay. You know, a car like this shows that you're not afraid to make a statement. I'm going to show you what the LED lights look like. I think the profile is deceptively small looking. The car isn't really small, but it does look really, really small. And I think it's all about all the curved edges, so it gives you that illusion of being a really, really small car. So let's see how this car handles. I can tell you it does have a stiff suspension. It is still luxurious, however. I find you go over tiny cracks and you can feel them. It's never jarring, but you go over bigger bumps in the road and the suspension soaks this up really, really well. The seats are very comfortable. I really, really like them. There's arc support. It's very well bolstered. Steering is nice and stiff. It's precise. In terms of space, I'm 6'6", a ton of headroom. There's this cockpit environment that feels a bit tight, but not too tight. So it's almost as if you're in an elevated sports car. The rear seats, a ton of room as well. In terms of the luggage compartment area, I find you do have enough room. I mean, it would probably take 2 golf bags easily, plus your grocery. I know the design eats into the luggage compartment, but honestly, my opinion is enough room in there. If you're in the market for a luxury car and you're used to, let's say, the Lexus brand, and you know what I'm talking about, the body feely ride, this car is definitely not for you. Sporty? Yes. Luxurious floaty? No. You may have to look at, obviously, the Lexus LX350, maybe the MDX, and some other options out there. So folks, we've gotten to that stage where we talk about what we like and what we do not like about the car. So Raheem, you get to go first.
What I do like about this vehicle is, number one, I like the ride. You know, like I mentioned before, it's a stiff ride. So, you know, I just like that being connected to the vehicle. So that's not a flaw for me at all. I actually like that. I like the comfort level of the car. It's comfortable. The seating is nice. You know, the seats actually hug you. You know, you're comfortable while you're driving. So you could actually drive, you know, take long trips, you know, with this vehicle, and you'll be comfortable. As you can see, we're not small people. You know, we're tall guys, and we fit into this vehicle nicely. I like the look of the car. You know, I like the design. It's a beautiful car, even though it's a 2004. This vehicle is what, 8 years old? Yeah, I mean, look at this car. It's 8 years old, and it could pretty much still stand out on the road. It still catches good looks. You know? So all in all, I mean, I do like this car. I wouldn't really take anything away from the car. What about you? What do you like?
And it is rare for me to agree with Raheem because we obviously have different tastes. But I tell you what, I agree with every single thing he said. One thing that I particularly like, and he touched on this, is the aggressive styling. And I do understand this will not appeal to everyone, but to me it does. This car is as sharp looking as it was 8 years ago as it is today. You go out there and people still turn heads. People look. In terms of the rear visibility, that's something that I really did not like initially, because you're inside that cockpit environment. You think you're secure, you're secluded, but guess what? You forget about the outside. Twice I've been in situations where I came close to having an accident because I really didn't think about looking behind me. After a while, you get used to it, and I tell you what, this car drives really, really well. You take bends, no problems.
So,
yeah.
What is the competition here? As in, if you're looking at this vehicle, what other cars could you really look at?
Obviously, luxury crossovers. I would say the closest competition would be the BMW X5. Another one would be the Porsche Cayenne, and then if you want to stretch it a bit, would be the Acura MDX. The MDX, however, is a 7-seater, so I wouldn't cross-swap both of them. But I think the Cayenne and the X5 are the closest competition. Now, in terms of rating, what would you rank it?
I mean, I'm kind of frugal on the rating. So, out of a 5, even though I love this car, I'll still give it a 3.5. I'm not blown away or anything, but I appreciate, the design and all the work that's been put in to make this vehicle what it is. I mean, what would you rate it as?
I would rate it a 4, and the only reason why I'm not rating this any higher is the gas consumption. We talked about on the highway, very efficient. In the city, it just guzzles gas. Now, it's within the range in the industry, so I wouldn't knock it too hard on that. Beyond that, honestly, there's nothing about this car that I dislike. I would be more than happy driving this car every day. At this point in time, I'd like to give a shout out to one of our sponsors, MAC Fine Autos Incorporated out in Toronto. I tell you what, if you're in the market for a used car, you got to visit these guys because they'll give you the best service and price out there. It's a wrap, guys. See you later. Bye.